For complex fractions, the key is you want to get the top to be one fraction and the bottom to be one fraction before you try to do anything else with it. And you kind of want to treat it as two separate addition or subtraction problems initially. So if you look up top, the common denominator between the two of those fractions would be a 36x squared. So that means that this first fraction needs x squared over x squared, and the second one needs 36 over 36. So what that's going to give us up in the numerator is going to be x squared minus 36 over, now be careful, these two here, they're getting multiplied together, and I've been seeing a lot of people that are adding them together, so just be careful. You're going to multiply those together, so your denominator should just be 36x squared. Okay. We're going to do a similar process in the denominator. Common denominator between 36 and 6x would be a 36x. So really all this fraction needs, this first one is x over x, and the second one just needs a 6 over 6. You could, if you wanted to, multiply this fraction by 6x over 6x, and this one by 36 over 36. It'll work. Just know that you're not getting the lowest common denominator, which means you're just going to have to factor it and cancel a little bit more at the end. But it should still work out. Alright, so what that's going to give us here is we have x minus 6 in our numerator. And here when we multiply, our denominator should just be 36x. Now your next step is going to be different depending on whether you have Mrs. Krause or Mrs. Danhoff, how we finish this. Basically, you have a fraction divided by another fraction. And you can choose to rewrite it as the top fraction divided by the second fraction with so here's your fraction with this division. So if you have your numerator, denominator, and you can rewrite it like this. Alright, so if you have Mrs. Danhoff, this is probably how she's showing you to do it. And then she's going to have you flip the second fraction and write it as multiplication. And that works every time, and there's nothing wrong with that. The way that I've been showing it is kind of a little bit of a shortcut, but it's the same result, where you take your numerators and you put them together, and they get multiplied together. And those become, or the numerator from the top and the denominator from the bottom, end up becoming the numerator of your combined fraction. Alright, but make sure you don't put a plus sign in there or anything funny like that. Alright, and then the middle two go together as well with multiplication, and those become your denominator. So basically it just kind of cuts out a step of having to rewrite it, but both methods are good. From here you're going to look to reduce and factor. So the 36s will cancel each other out right off the bat. This x will cancel out one of the ones on the bottom, leaving us with just a single x. So I'm going to rewrite this. We have x squared minus 36 over x and x minus 6. Alright, and then we can still factor the top a little bit more with difference of squares. So the x minus 6's will cancel each other out, leaving us with an x plus 6 in the numerator and just a plain old x in the denominator. And don't be tempted to cancel those x's because that would be illegal and you can't do that.